The sun climbed high, hot. It baked the savanna. King Mandla walked his land. His shadow stretched long, powerful. He was the unchallenged ruler, his mane a dark crown, his eyes like amber fire. He surveyed all he owned. This was his kingdom, for now. Mandla's roar echoed far, a sound of pure strength. It told everyone who was king. Smaller creatures scattered, wise. Even the hyenas kept their distance. They knew his power, feared it. Peace settled over the plains under his watchful gaze. His rule was strong, undisputed. Each morning he patrolled, marking his scent on trees. "This land is mine," it said, his paws large on the dry earth. He walked with a slow confidence. No one dared to challenge. His territory was vast, rich, full of life, full of prey. He was a good king, a strong king. The African sun began to set, painting the sky orange and red. Mandla watched from Pride Rock, his silhouette dark against the light. Another day ended peacefully. He felt a deep satisfaction. But even kings cannot see everything. Change comes like a quiet wind, or a sudden brutal storm. Queen Safia was his mate. She was sleek and strong. Her eyes held a gentle wisdom. She moved with quiet grace, but she had a warrior's heart. She was the soul of the pride. Mandla trusted her completely. She was mother to his heirs. His love for her was deep. They had 3 young sons. Kota, the eldest, was bold, curious. Leo was watchful, clever. And Jabari, the youngest, playful, strong. They tumbled and wrestled, all day, their tiny roars like kitten mews, learning the ways of lions. Their father watched them often, his heart filled with pride. Mandla would sometimes join their games, a giant paw, gentle with them. He would let them pounce, pretend. He taught them small things, how to stalk, how to listen. The wind carried many secrets. Safia watched, her eyes soft. Her cubs were safe, happy. This was a time of peace. The family was a perfect circle, warmth in the cool evenings. They huddled close for comfort. The cubs nestled against their mother. Mandla stood guard over them, a picture of royal happiness. But happiness can be fragile, like a butterfly's wing, easily broken, easily lost. One day, the air felt different, heavy, still, a bad feeling. The birds stopped their singing. An unnatural quiet fell. Mandla sensed it, unease. He lifted his great head, sniffed. Danger was on the wind. He had smelled it before. The scent of strange males, rivals. Then they appeared, shadows, emerging from the tall grass. 3 of them, no, 4, lean, hungry, desperate. Their eyes burned with ambition. Scarred faces told of many fights. They had come for Mandla's kingdom. They had come for his life. Their leader was big, brutal. Mandla rose to his full height. A low growl rumbled in his chest. He would not give up easily. This was his family, his land. Safia herded the cubs quickly, towards the shelter of some rocks. Her heart pounded. Fearful, she knew this was a fight for survival. The rivals fanned out, slowly. Their growls matched Mandla's. A challenge, a declaration of war. The tension was a physical thing. You could taste it, metallic. The cubs whimpered softly, scared. Mandla stood his ground, ready. He would protect his pride or die trying. This was the law. The attack was sudden, vicious. Mandla met the lead attacker, roaring. Claws flashed, teeth snapped. He fought like a demon, powerful, but they were too many. One grabbed his leg, another his flank. He was strong but not invincible. He stumbled, roared in pain. The rivals pressed their advantage. Safia saw Mandla fall, saw him struggle. Her cubs were her only thought. She had to save them, now! She burst from the rocks, a blur. A lioness fighting for her young is the fiercest thing on earth. She attacked the nearest rival, surprising him with her fury, giving Mandla a moment. She fought with teeth and claws, a desperate, snarling defense. She created an opening, a chance. "Run!" she roared to her cubs. "Run and don't look back!" Kota hesitated, wanted to help, but her eyes commanded him. "Obey." He nudged his brothers. They fled. She bought them precious seconds. Safia fell under the attackers. Her body shielded the escape route. Her last breath was a soft sigh. Her sacrifice was not in vain. The cubs ran, tears in their eyes. They heard the roars of the fight, the sounds of their world ending. Their mother was gone, their father too. Only darkness lay ahead now. Section 5, Orphans of the Wild. Kota led his younger brothers. They ran without stopping, blindly. Terror fueled their small legs. The sounds of battle faded behind, replaced by the wild's harsh noises. They were alone, lost, small. The savannah was a cruel place for 3 orphaned lion cubs. Their home was gone forever. They stumbled into the wilderness, a land unfamiliar, unforgiving. Thorns tore at their soft fur. Hunger gnawed at their bellies. Thirst burned their tiny throats. Every shadow seemed a threat. Hyenas laughed in the distance. Vultures circled overhead, waiting. Death was always close by. At night, they huddled together, for warmth, for comfort. Kota tried to be brave, for Leo, for little Jabari, but he was just a cub himself, scared, heartbroken, confused. They missed their mother's warmth, they missed their father's strength. The world was cold, empty. The memory of Sophia's sacrifice, her last fierce look, stayed. It burned in Kota's mind, a tiny spark in the darkness. They had to survive, they must. For her, for their lost father, they had to live, to grow. This was their only purpose now. Survival was their first vow. Years passed, slowly, painfully. The seasons changed, again and again. The cubs were cubs no more. They were young lions, hardened. They had learned to hunt, together, small prey at first, then larger. They learned to fight, to defend. The wilderness was their harsh teacher. Failure meant death. They learned fast. Kota grew into a leader, his father's strength, his mother's resolve. Leo became the thinker, cunning. He saw patterns, planned their hunts. Jabari was their muscle, fearless. His roar, though young, was strong. They worked as one, a unit. Each brother knew his role, their bond, forged in fire. They faced countless dangers, starvation, drought, other predators, rogue lions, hyena clans. Each challenge made them stronger. Scars marked their bodies, testaments to battles fought and won. They learned to trust only each other. The memory of their past never faded. It fueled a cold anger, a need, the thought of their stolen kingdom, the usurpers who ruled there. It simmered beneath the surface, a promise whispered in the dark. One day they would return. They would be ready, strong enough. Vengeance was a patient hunter, and they were learning its ways. Their cubhood was over. Warriors rose. The time came. They knew. They were full-grown now, powerful, their manes dark, their muscles thick. Their eyes held the wild's wisdom. Kota looked at his brothers. Leo nodded. Jabari growled low. They were ready. No more waiting. The journey back began, to the land of their birth. They traveled for many days, across plains, through acacia forests. The scent of home grew stronger. Familiar landmarks appeared, changed. Painful memories surfaced, sharp. The rock where their mother fell, the river where they used to play. Each sight was a fresh wound, but also a spur, driving them. They finally reached the border, their old pride lands, stolen. They moved like shadows, watching. The land looked different, neglected. The herds were nervous, thin. The usurper's rule was harsh, selfish. The air of fear was thick. This was not the kingdom they remembered. This was a land in pain. The brothers made their plan. Leo observed the usurper's routines, their numbers, their weaknesses. Kota felt the rage build, cold. Jabari paced, eager for battle. They would not fail. They could not. For their father, Mandla, for their mother, Sophia, for the pride they would reclaim. They made their move at dawn. A mist covered the savannah. The brothers entered the territory, their scent carried on the wind. A challenge, a return. The usurper king, Scarface, was alerted. He was older now, complacent, but still cruel, still dangerous. His lieutenants gathered around him. The confrontation was inevitable. Scarface sneered, arrogant. "Look what the jackals dragged in." Kota stepped forward. "No fear. This land is not yours," he roared, his voice like his father's. Thunder. Leo and Jabari flanked him. Three powerful figures, united. The time for words was over. The battle exploded, fast, brutal. Kota met Scarface head-on, a clash of titans, old grudge. Leo used his speed, his mind, outmaneuvering the lieutenants. Smart. Jabari was a force of nature. His raw power broke their ranks. The brothers fought as one, years of hardship, now unleashed. One by one the usurpers fell, their reign of terror ending. Finally, only Scarface remained, wounded, defeated, alone. Kota stood over him. Justice. A final roar sealed his fate. The usurper was dead, finished. The land was silent, waiting. The rightful heirs had returned. Victory. Hard won, bloody. The three brothers stood tall, exhausted, scarred, but kings. The rising sun bathed them in gold. A new day, a new beginning. The land was theirs. Finally, their parents' legacy reclaimed. Justice had been served. Cold. The price of betrayal paid. The pride emerged slowly. cautiously. They had lived in fear too long. They saw the brothers, strong. They saw the fallen usurpers, gone. Hope flickered in their eyes. They accepted their new rulers, Koda, Leo, Jabari, the saviors. A new era was dawning. Peace might return to the land. The brothers ruled together, wisely. They had learned from suffering. Strength was important, yes, but so was fairness and care. They remembered their father's reign. They honored their mother's sacrifice. The land began to heal, slowly. The herds grew calm, abundant. Life returned to the savannah. Their roars echoed across the kingdom, not just of power, not just of dominance, but of redemption, of peace, a promise of a just reign. From hunted cubs to mighty kings, their tale would become legend, a story of courage, of family, of vengeance, and new beginnings. The circle of life continued, stronger,